And in the top left, representing E, Punks. He only has one map victory to his name in this tournament. His first Premier tournament, though. He is the Blue Zerg player. Also from France, it's Garitos. Can't trick myself.
No, you can't. You can't. Sorry, I couldn't resist, mate. It's too much fun to cast with you, Grant. We have such a good time. I'm so grateful to have such an amazing co-caster for all 2 weeks of this B stream. I'll be honest, Grant, I've had a really rough last couple days. I got a bit of a sore throat, and I had a fever and like all sorts of stuff. So from about Friday on, I have just been really struggling to come in and cast every single day because we've been doing what 6, 7, 8 hour days on camera,
minimum.
Which you know, people in the chat are like, oh, only working 6 hours a day sounds typical. You know, when you're on camera, it's a huge expenditure. You got to be on all the time, and it's exhausting. Yep. So I've definitely had a sore throat. I still have a bit of a sore throat today. It's like going away little by little, but I couldn't have counted on a better co-caster to help haul me through it. You are truly the Sam to my Frodo, the Saruman to my Sauron, if we want to be evil about it.
No, I like the Frodo thing because I too am a fat little hobbit. So this game's starting very standard hatchcast ball across the board. And yeah, as Creighton said, you guys may and go, oh, they only do 6, 7, 8 hours. It's so difficult. You have no idea. To constantly be on, to try and be witty and entertaining and informative, to also produce, to make sure we hit our ad quotas. There's so much going on for a major Premier tournament. These things are usually run for a studio. I'm in a bedroom in Middle England. In my, literally, you see a t-shirt, I'm in my pajamas, trying my best. So guys, thank you for being so kind to us, those that do. And for those that are mean, piss off, basically, because we're trying our best. This is a very, very early Stargate here from DnS.
Earliest possible Stargate. I think that's...
Full warp gate.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be super fun here. I love this push. So, Grant, walk the people through what's about to happen for DNS's build, because this is a very aggressive build, and we've seen it a couple more times.
Yeah, so DNS is almost certainly going to open here with an Oracle. It just makes the most sense. When you go for this quickest possible Stargate, your plan is to hit before spores and before like 4 queens are out. So you can see the Stargate will finish up and an Oracle should immediately follow. And from there, it gets a little bit weird with what is to follow. Even the placement of the Stargate here is important because he wants to be as far forward as he possibly can, so he minimizes the distance. And of course, this is safer than a proxy, so he's never going to be scouted from this. It'd be very difficult. And behind this Oracle, he should take a pretty quick third, probably around the 4 minutes 30 mark, maybe a little earlier, 4:15. He's producing nothing but adepts as well. He's going to probably try and with 2 or 3 adepts and an Oracle in 2 separate locations and see what he can get done. These adepts, though, finding a bit of damage in the main early on.
Yeah, they really are, and that's actually quite nice. 3 drone kills for 2 adepts. I'll take that trade. Even though he loses it, I'll still take that trade early in the game, especially with the Oracle on the way. Now, it's important to remember, guys, one of the cool things about the way the DreamHack is structured, these players have time to study their opponent. This Oracle going to hit before the spores are finished up. Queens are in position. Might be able to get a couple kills, though. Hang on just a minute. 4 kills. 5 kills total now.
Yeah, it's a good start here from DNS. There are, of course, no spores yet, as we said. This build paying off in dividends. If he can get 8 kills, yeah, perfect. He'll be very, very happy. You can see now DNS is already up 9 workers. His third has not gone down, so he's not gone for that very, very early base here to capitalize on an advantage. But he has completed his wall. Actually kind of messing his wall up a little bit here, having to put this gateway a bit far forward. And now that third is going to go down, as we said, at about the 4:30 mark. So my analysis actually was right. This is nice.
Yeah, it really is. Quick note on the wall on Death Hour. For those of you who don't know, the wall on Death Hour can actually be walled off with just 2 buildings. So you'll see most Protoss players starting their wall with 2 buildings and then like sort of awkwardly jamming that gateway into the third. So it always looks really weird, but this is the only map where you can do that. I do want to point out as well, anyway, what I was going to say earlier before all that Oracle damage got done. My God. So much Oracle damage, is that these players have had 24 hours to study their opponent, right? Or prepare specifically for their next opponent. And I can guarantee you, DNS has been watching film of Garitos. And here's how I know. Garitos is one of those rare Zerg players who doesn't move his overlords in for a scout early. He always, every single game I've seen him, he waits until the 4-minute mark, the 4.5-minute mark to move that overlord from exactly what Grant was just showing us there, from the back of the main base up on through. And that's almost always the position he goes for in Death Aura. So this is a really, really intelligent build by DNS to save that Stargate and keep it secret, much like the ring in Hobbiton. Keep it secret, keep it safe for a long time. Pushing out now with these 4 adepts. No Warp Prism yet, though. Even though that Robo's finished up, he's going straight into Immortal Grant. Do you like this play, or would you rather have seen the Warp Prism?
Yeah, I kind of like this. I think he knows he doesn't really need to find more damage. Warp Prism is great if you're looking for more damage, but he's slowed his opponent down. A few Adepts going down there for just a few lings is kind of what Garitos needed. No more drone damage. Resources lost, you can see. Still favouring our Protoss player. They're a little bit closer. But most importantly, we can see DNS is third. It's all the way up. And Garitos still doesn't have a fourth. These two Oracles continue to be a massive thorn in the ass of Garitos. I mean, DNS is just finding so much. He's killed 18 workers in 6 minutes, Creighton. And it's not like he was all in, you know. This was just a slightly aggressive opening.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This was not some sort of massive, ginormous Adept all-in, 5 gates down, double Warp Prism, Adepts everywhere. No! In fact, Grant, Glaives isn't even going to get researched this game. He's going straight into charge slots. This is just too much damage that Garitos has taken already. He's trying to go for something really cute here, as Grant's pointing out, those speed-burrowed roaches coming out, which I really like, but he's just taken so much damage. It's going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, the double Roach Warren play pretty cool, but I believe it has been completely scouted here. DNS has seen both Roach Warrens. He knows exactly what's coming here. He already has how many observers? Just the one in the middle of the map. But he's going to be able to track a lot of this Roach movement and keep an eye on it anyway. And as long as he adds in cannons, and that's exactly what you do, you see him coming down at the third. None in the natural yet, I believe. No cannon in this wall yet. We should see one come down probably close to these gateways. DNS is prepared for this. He just needs to not have a lapse in judgment, lapse in timing, and he's going to be completely fine.
And that's the difficult thing that we run into now, is that after taking so much damage, Garitos is in a lot of danger, right? Which means the onus is now on him to get some action, to get something done. He's going to get spotted here. The Roach is not going to make it in. This is gorgeous from DNS. And as you said, Garitos has, Garitos now has to do something. DNS can sit back and wait forever. He doesn't have to do anything. He can build up his economy. He can tech. He can hell, he could take a 4th and 5th and 6th base if he wanted to. He's not going to, but he could. Whereas Garitos has to be more aggressive, and he's going to be forced into these riskier positions, like this Burrowed Roach movement, simply not working. 4 Dropper Lords on the way, though, Grant.
Yeah, I mean, Garitos is fully committing to trying to find damage, but unfortunately, damage is going to be coming his way instead. We have, look at all of these Zealots, wow. They have +1, they have charge. We're looking at 17 Zealots, 3 Immortals, 3 Archons. We still have a good Sentry count with tons of energy, and this base is not going to live to see much of today.
Yeah, this is very concerning. What are these Overlords doing? The Overlord squad here to fight. Hey, that Warp Prism is going to get sniped, which is really nice. Yeah. Unfortunately, the last round of Zealots did get warped in here. A total of 15 Zealots still on the map, despite this aggression already going. I love the Burrowed Roach movement there, diving underneath the force fields to try and save a lot of them here. But DNS not only ahead on army supply, but ahead on army value by a huge amount. About 2,000 for Garitos, 3,000 out for DNS, and the gas count about double for DNS as well. He needs to get the Warp Prism out, but these Dropper Lords are just here to distract him. That's a very strange move from Garitos.
Yeah, Garitos, of course, wanted to drop, but it's having to use every ounce of his army, every man, and the reserves being forced to fight. I mean, how often do you see a Protoss player ahead on bases? I can tell you, not very often, but he is now a base up. Going to recall as well, just to make sure that nothing can be done to him. This Overlord is in for a rough day when all of his boys...
Ooh, Garitos is loading this drop up, though. Look at the 3 o'clock position right now. The Dropper Lords are accepting new entrants here, and 16 Roaches going to get dropped into the main base. DNS is not going to spot this, Grant. This could actually be a really cute move from Garitos here.
Yeah, Storm could be sniped. This pylon is powering so much as well. Oh no, there's one to the south.
Doesn't matter, that Storm. Oh my god, if he picks off Storm, Grant, this is going to be so huge.
Yeah, I'm still concerned that it might not be enough, but we see now the drop coming in, and Storm should be targeted down pretty quickly. It will be cancelled, which is a real loss here for DNS, but still, Garitos' army is so weak, and DNS's is so strong. DNS needs to split his army successfully. He needs to turn his High Templars into Archons, because he ain't going to have Storm anytime soon, let's be real. We are going to see a pickup and unload. Void Ray on the way here from DNS as well, just to stop any more of this nonsense happening. DNS is still fine. He's still way up in workers. Sure, he's down in army supply, but there's 100 roaches. Lurkers, though, that could be the play that Garitos needs to get back into this.
Well, this is the thing, right? Chargelot Archon is great against those lurkers. The Chargelots get on top of them, they get recoiled, and then, of course, the Archons can soak up a bit of damage, enable him to get enough time to get on top of him here. But you know what's really hard to do if you don't have a Templar Archives, Grant, is to go Chargelot Archon. The Void Ray, again, going to push this way, but there's not enough DPS in a single Void Ray. This is only going to give DNS warning that these Roaches are coming back for round 2.
Yeah, I mean, with all of these Zealots here and a big warping round of rapid-fire Zealots like that, this should be fine here for DNS. He shouldn't take too much damage. He does have +2. Nice angle, though. This is cute. Using the SimCity. These Hydras offering so much DPS in the back. Cocoons in the front offering a lot of damage. What are these High Templars going to do? They're just going to look and tickle them.
DNS doesn't realize that his Storm got canceled. I think he thinks he finished it up. He had those Templars moving into position, and I think he was probably mashing his Storm key, thinking, what the heck's going on? Only just now realizing he didn't know his Templar Archives was gone, Grant. He's just rebuilding it right now. Yeah,
it's a very late rebuild. Now, one thing I will say is these Oracles between them have 22 kills, 32 kills. Bloody loads of kills. He's killed 34 workers this game. If this was an even game, Garitos was making plays like this, Garitos would be ahead. But a huge drop now into the natural, finding a lot of damage. These units, though, do need to load up and disappear because they are in a bit of trouble. I mean, the best thing right now, where's the anti-air? There's none.
The Archons are supposed to be the anti-air for this.
They can't get
a little bit of splash damage, very bulky. They can't get in, and also he's going to lose his fleet bacon, so put your griddles away, kids. Eggs and bacon are off the menu. That fleet bacon is gone. That means the carrier count for Garitos, or for DNS rather, is going to be at 2. These little gorilla roach drops have been unbelievably infuriating right now for DNS. He was in such a strong position, and look, he's not like winning the game. Garitos isn't winning the game yet because he lost so many drones back home, but this is so annoying to deal with.
Yeah, cannons, and now as carriers come out, this should slow this down a little bit. And the carrier production being shown is, of course, very nice. There is only going to be a couple. Another big warping of Zealots just to clean the rest of this up. The Overlords are going to try and save a couple of these units, but with carriers and sentries here, they should not be able to do so. Maybe one more drop will manage to go down. He's actually targeting the full Overlord. That's nice. And finally, DNS pushes his opponent back. I mean, look at the supply.
Yeah, Garitos has done pretty...
Garitos has done pretty well here, but unfortunately it's just not going to be enough, as he is down exactly 100 supply. I mean, he has only 50 workers. He's down 42 to 125 army supply. Creighton, you back?
I'm back. A very large yawn at a very inopportune time, Grant. It looks like the fleet bacon has gone back down for DNS. He's rebuilt, trying to get up to carriers, and I don't even think he needs to at this point. He's even recalling to try and save this base, which is ballsy. He doesn't need to save that base. He could definitely survive on 4 bases and still push across the map, but saving the base is so huge. How many kills does Oracle have, Grant? This is absolutely insane.
28 kills. I can tell this is all drone kills. 47 drones have died in total this game. These Oracles have been incredible. The 1G! DNS picks up game 1.
Yeah, I mean, Garitos can't be happy about that, Grant. He simply can't be happy about how poorly he played that game. Just getting outfoxed at every turn. The roach drops were a really cute Hail Mary play, trying to get into the back and like screw up DNS's pushes, but DNS did a really nice job responding to them. He cleaned them up fairly easily, and even though he lost some key tech structures, he still pushed through and won that game without Storm.
Yeah, he was just so ahead from the damage. Sorry, I cannot multitask. He was just so ahead from the damage he formed early on. Now we move on to, I believe, Eternal Empire, which is another map where Stargate is so strong, and DNS just seeming like he had the answers. Now, Garitos, he fought back with everything he had, and it was a very, very valiant fight. He found damage that he didn't really have any right to find, and for a while made it closer than it could have been. But DNS coming out on top in game 1, and he's going to have to try and replicate that in game 2.
Yeah, no question. DNS, by the way, has only won 2 games so far this entire tournament. I'm trying to see who he beat. He went 2-0 against Braddock. Okay, so DNS, Braddock, and Garitos really trading blows on the bottom side of this bracket. All of them have been mathematically eliminated now, but it's nice to see him getting a couple wins against each other at the very least. So I will say, Grant, this is really interesting. Group B is one of those groups that still has the technical possibility of having a 7-1, 7-0, 6-1, 5-2, 4-3, 3-4.
It does.
Outranking. I'm really hoping one of the groups turns out like that. My little orderly neatnik heart would be so happy if that happened. But let's hop into our next series here on Eternal Empire LE for game number 2.
Our player in the top right of Eternal Empire, representing Cascade Gaming and France. He is the red Protoss player, currently 1-0. It's DNS.
And his opponent in the bottom left-hand side in the blue, his fellow countryman representing the E-Punks gaming organization. His name is Garitos. Little gas cancel there, Grant. What's Garitos up to here, moving that drone over to the third base?
I don't know if he's just scouting or if he is going for a proxy here. This is interesting. I think he's going for a proxy at this point. He's got his hatchery down here at the third. It's standard timing. But this is a very, very early drone to send. He might be a little bit concerned. Maybe DnS has been doing some proxy gates or something odd. But Garitos we've seen is at best when games descend into chaos. And if he can create a little bit of chaos here, maybe something can happen. He has the money to throw down that hatchery. And down it goes.
Interesting. You know, very often we'll see this proxy hatchery play, where we'll see the proxy hatchery go down first, right? And then the natural hatchery go down second. And I don't think Garitos intends this natural hatchery his proxy hatchery to finish up. Of course, DnS already pulling a lot of probes on that proxy hatchery, getting a lot of work done. Finally, Garitos drops his spawning pool. No gas, though. Just going hatch pool. Gas last, and yeah, 7 probes pulled. That's plenty. Once the zealots out, this hatchery won't finish up. Just slowing down DnS a little bit, and as you said, hoping to create a little bit of chaos and then climb that ladder, thus created by the chaos.
I love the little electricity beams.
Apologies to all Game of Thrones fans. What were you saying, Grant?
I love the little beams of the probes, or attack. They're super long and dangly. I enjoy that. Wasn't a cancel.
Wait, what? Really? Oh my god. What? Okay, Garitos. We gotta talk, buddy. Grant, I'm sure you and I were both looking at this screen like, well, he's gonna cancel any second now. Not canceling your proxy hatchery?
Huge.
At the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
Garitos, that is unrecoverable. That is a rookie mistake. And I mean, no offense to the Terran player rookie who's just retired. That's just genuinely a rookie mistake from Garitos. That's the kind of thing that happens in Gold League, Grant. You cannot make that mistake at DreamHack Fall on the biggest stage in the world.
Yeah, I mean, nerves, of course. This is Garitos' first tournament. These things do happen. You make mistakes. But it is, at this stage, DnS will be very happy with his position, let's put it that way. DnS's natural is now, of course, down. He also pylon blocked the third, so no very quick third here from Garitos, who is getting speed. Has he stayed in gas? I mean, he's just in a really difficult position right now. The Adapter's going to come in. There are no lings, mate. Okay, there are lings. There are no lings in position, even. Garitos, though, is... I feel so sorry for him. It's the one thing you don't want to happen, but with a build like this, that is the key factor, is that you cancel an either Evo, chamber block, or you cancel and save yourself 200 minerals. Losing 300 minerals like that early in the game, and the drone, is just huge.
He's trying to go for a third hatch behind this to sort of make his economy happen. And I gotta say, I admire the fighting spirit of Garitos there, and not just because I loved that map a long time ago in Brood War, but because he has a significant fighting spirit there. But plus, he's got the link speed on the way, and he's going to try and macro his way out of this. But man, DnS has such a lead now, and I love the choice for DnS to go glaive to depths. You know your opponent has made some big mistakes. You know your opponent's not going to have a clean build order, and you know he's simply not going to have the economy to defend against a big early to mid game push like this. And there it is. Warp Prism out. 3 more gates on the way. Grant, what are Garitos' chances here on a scale from a snowball and in hell?
Yeah, yeah. People in hell want ice water, and right now he's begging for ice water because he's in a lot of trouble. Roach Warren has gone down. That's a nice start, but the units are just so minimal. We're looking at 5 lings. That is the army. There are only 2 queens instead of, you know, what you'd like, which is 4, maybe 5. Everything for Garitos is just not looking great, and this is coming across the map completely, entirely unscouted. 14 lings on the way, so he knows something is happening. I'm not sure what gave him that indication, but I mean, this is a whole bunch of adepts. Resonating Glaive's going to be finishing up very, very shortly, and as this gets to sort of 10 adepts, they can trade very well, even against 4 or 5 lings each.
I mean, think about how much damage we saw DnS doing with adepts that weren't glaives in game number 1, right? They didn't have the glaive adept upgrade. There was no warp prism. He's gonna cancel that spore now, just so it doesn't die. My goodness gracious. And now, yeah, I mean, he's got the only opportunity he's got is to try and get these lings across the map, do some crippling counter damage, but he's not. He's chickening out. He's coming back to the natural to deal with it. Grant, I don't like Garitos' position here. I don't like it at all.
He has about 10 roaches on the way, and they're going to be okay, but in low numbers, adepts like this can trade against roaches. You can see now he's killed 3 or 4 before he loses an adept. The lings really need to come in to take the fight as well. The prism can be used to ferry here, and that's exactly, you can see him lifting those weak adepts one by one and then instantly dropping them. Great control here by the French Protoss player. And in the closing moments of this game, the only thing that can be said is Garitos tried his best, but unfortunately it isn't going to be enough. The queen will fall. Too many adepts, too much damage. Say goodbye to your drone line. Even the roaches being killed here. GG.